Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Here we are in the Sahagin camp of Novice Clutch, where we reached the last and final rank. Like Clutch Father, like Son. Our efforts to achieve peace may have all been in vain, Desiree. By undermining Zook's leadership at that farce of a parley, I'm afraid I've stripped away what little restraint he had left. The Coral Tridents attacked yet another ship, and this time they have taken a prisoner. But the raid itself is sufficient cause for concerns. The fools have abducted a high-ranking Lominsan official. Now the situation is political. If a threat posed by the return of Lord Leviathan weren't enough, then this incident will surely put pressure on the Showwalkers' elders to escalate their engagement to full-scale war. Desiree, I beg you, you must speak with a Maelstrom commander. It is vital that we learn what plans they have set in motion. There's aught we can do to contain the damage caused by Zook's insanity. The newest officer of rank will be in Camp Skull Valley. You're a mighty hero. Perhaps your words will sway the Maelstrom from a path they doubtless do not wish to tread. Folkbrüder, do you know something? I have no task for you at present, adventurer. A recent crisis is demanding our full attention, and it's no simple matter of ousting a nest of belligerent dodos. The Scarlet Sea Devil, an infamous fishback pirate we had long thought perished, has had the temerity to lead an assault on a Lominsan warship. In addition to the heavy casualties they inflict on the crew, the Sahagin reportedly took prisoner our Counselor of Coin. Counselor Thurston is one of the Admiral's most trusted advisors, and an essential figure in the day-to-day running of the Thalassocracy. His abduction is a blatant act of hostility to which the Maelstrom must give answer. We go to war. Have you considered an alternate course of action? There's only one response to this kind of attack. Admiral Blaveswin has already instructed our troops to make ready for a full-scale retaliation. The warships of the Armada are assembled and wait but the order to set sail. Those savages won't know what hit them. The charts will need to be redrawn after our cannons are done bombarding their shore. Then we send the ground levy. It's us to mop up any fishbacks that survive the cannons. Save your breath, adventurer. The fishbacks forfeited any right to negotiation when they laid their slimy talons on a naval vessel. Brute force is the only language they understand. Not good. Not good. So the finless ones will not be deterred from their righteous cause. No matter who emerges the victor in the coming conflict, slaughter will be answered with slaughter, and our spawning grounds shall give birth to naught but death. I can see but one way to steer us clear of this abyss, Desiree. You and I rescue the Showwalker official ourselves. Before we attempt to undo this madness, however, we must first discover where the Counselor is being held. An ambitious scheme such as this would have required extensive planning, and Zook likely provided his Serpent Reaver lackeys with some manner of written instruction. A search of a serpent trunk may provide us with the information we need. Quickly now. Time is of the essence. Okay, North, I found something. Your search, Desiree? Was it successful? Though somewhat discolored and smelling suspiciously like ale, this document nevertheless clearly illustrates the steps of a carefully planned naval assault. Ah yes, the parchment is soiled, but I can still make out the words. They plan to keep the counselor a prisoner aboard the Lost Duchess, one of the Reaver's own ships. I do not know if these were Zook's final instructions, but we have no time to assume otherwise. Write an abst out to where the pirate vessel is said to have dropped anchor, and take the crew by surprise. For I do not swim quite as swiftly as one of past sea beasts, trust that I will not be far behind. The clutch war with me ready as my swiftest elpst. Be sure to hold on tightly, Sahagin. There he is. Release me, you fiends! Do you know who I am? Silence, Sahagin. Try to escape and I slice gills into your neck. Maybe then you'll be able to breathe underwater. You think me cowed by simple threats? We Lominsans will not be intimidated by your base savagery. You try my patience, finless one. Continue your squawking, and I shall drop you over the rail. And there's North. You? But how? My rescuers have arrived at last. Who are you? You're not a Maelstrom soldier. What the navigator's name is going on here? Desiree? I will defend the council while you liberate the keys to his shackles. One of these Coral Tridents zealots must carry it. All right. Ah, vessel superior. This loaded corpse will feed the sharks. She's your struggling, finless one. Okay. I got the key. Why has the Sahagin come to my aid? Am I to trade one captor for another? Well, thanks. Those manacles were beginning to chafe. Now I can see that you are some man of sellsword, but I'm not quite sure what to make of this scaled gentleman. A friend of yours? We are not free of this yet. Stay close to me lest you be tossed overboard. It seems the mantle of a scarlet sea devil will not set firmly upon my shoulders until I've sent you to the depths. Zog, do you realize what's at stake here? Your reckless ambition endangers the fate of our entire tribe. The shorewalkers ready their armada even as we speak. Does the thought of war with the Finless ones now frighten you so? Let them come. My antics are as a spawning mischief compared to the mayhem you once committed. Psh, ready your spear, old one. Let us see if the years have stolen your skill as well as your spine. The wound is not fatal, but it might leave a nasty scar. I do not ask for your pity. Finish me now. Kill me. Show me a parent who can kill his own child. Sahagin blood runs deeper than the most abyssal sea trench. You beg for the impossible. I will not slay my own son. I rejected you as my clutch father. Why? Why did you throw away all that you had become? Why did you not seek vengeance on the shorewalkers who wronged us? You know the answers to those questions. Surely, you have not forgotten what befell your spawn brothers. At my side you stood, the only surviving hatchling, and shed a river of tears for your slain clutchmates. Yes, I wept for them and made them a promise. I would avenge their deaths with the blood of 1,000 shorewalkers. I would grow into a warrior both mighty and terrible to behold, the Scarlet Sea Devil reborn. I would do what you would not. You cannot protect that which you love with a name, no matter how fearful. It took the greatest tragedy of my life to open my eyes to that truth. Zok, I would spare you that pain again. I would have you be the future our people need. I only want what is best for all my sons. Clutch, father. Weigh anchor and take the helm. We make for the nearest shorewalker port. Prepare a boat to take our guest ashore. Desiree, was it? My thanks again. Were it not for you and your Sahagin acquaintance, I would still be rubbing my wrist raw trying to escape those infernal shackles. It would seem I have been laboring under a misconception. I was convinced that all Sahagin, all beastmen in fact, were naught but bloodthirsty murdering savages, with not the slightest concept of peace or compromise. But after meeting, Nov, did you call him? Intriguing fellow. Yes, well, after witnessing his exchange with his son, I see now that our fishback enemies are far more complicated than our bedtime tales of horror would lead us to believe. I have 3 younglings of my own, you see, and I'm quite eager to hurry home and reassure them that their father is very much alive and well. Before I do so, however, I shall contact the Admiral and convince her to rescind the order to attack. It will not be an easy task, but as a man who holds the nation's purse strings, my words carry a certain weight. Oh, and here. Guards are often a welcome sight on ships, as their presence means land and home is close by. La Noche's sailors began gathering the feathers dropped on deck and fashioned them into trinkets to give to their children as a symbol of hearth and happiness. I would be grateful if you could see that feather into your Sahagin friend's hands. Beastman or no, I have seen that any father wishes the same things for his offspring. Perhaps in time we shall find more common ground between our peoples. I only hope that it will not require the threat of imminent war to bring such future revelations to light. Now, the counselor brings a gift. Desiree, I have no words to thank you. Without your aid, I do not think war with the shorewalkers could have been avoided. Psst. Success has banded the Coral Tridents and is set on traveling for a time. Among all of my offspring, he's the most like me. The most determined and stubborn. I sense he is hesitant to return to the nursery. But return he will, in time. And when he does, I hope to see him a stronger and wiser Sahagin than I ever was. Such pleasant thoughts will sustain me while I raise his unruly spawn brothers. A gift for you. The counselor wished for me to have this. I see. A gift from parent to child. A symbol of joy and family. So many of my offspring were slain by showwalkers. The rage spawned by that act will never fully leave. But it's nothing compared to the desire I feel to protect my surviving spawnlings. I pray that this trinket can one day represent not just a bond between parent and child, but also the birth of understanding between our peoples. Psst. You've achieved more for this cause than I could have dared hope. In the days to come, I only ask that you do not forget us, Finless One. Whenever thoughts of vengeance seek to consume you, remember this nursery, and remember me and my spawnlings. And should you choose to visit, you will always be welcome here. You are no longer some strange showwalker. To us, you are clutchmate. Part of the family. Okay, back to Limsa to report to Commander Ricky. Desiree, it seems that business with Sahagin became rather more involved than anyone expected, eh? Maelstrom Command very much resembled the riving chaos of our namesake, once word of Consular Thurston's abduction sparked the call to war. It's fortunate that our marching orders were rescinded ere we launched our attack, where none in our ranks would fear to step upon the field of battle, but any day that ends without bloodshed is a good day. And I hear that you yourself were responsible for the Councilor's timely release. I like to think that my eye for enlisting talented veterans played some small part in the way events played out. So Desiree, you've averted a war and rescued a high-ranking official. Not a bad result, all told. But we must remain vigilant. While we welcome the possibility of peaceful coexistence with the Sahagin, we cannot ignore the threat that the primal Leviathan yet presents. For the nonce, however, you have earned respite from duty. On behalf of the Maelstrom, I commend you for your courageous actions and judicious diplomacy. Might you consider a bath during your well-deserved rest? I seem to detect the slightest hint of rotting crab meat. You achieve a trusted reputation with North's Clutch. And more wares from the vendor. License to Gill. Yeah, that was the Sahagin Beast Tribe. Until next time, when we play more Final Fantasy XIV then. I'm Ace, and don't get lost.